Hello and welcome to Ballance. My name is Tony and I'm the mechanical team leader here. Ballance is a farmer-owner cooperative set up in the 1950s to supply our farmers with an affordable and reliable supply of nutrients for their farms. What this basically means is that we're here to help our farmers grow great food for you and I to eat, because without fertiliser, half the world's population would starve. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of our site here in the beautiful Mount Maunganui. Along the way, you'll also meet Anita from our corporate office. Let's go take a look.
Hi, I'm Anita. Phosphorus is the main mineral required for most farming systems. It starts its journey as hard rock, but rock is not easily absorbed by the soil, and that's where we come in. This is our raw product intake. We ship rock from all over the world to here into the Port of Tauranga. We truck it across the road, the trucks come up here, they dump their load, it goes up the conveyors into the rock sheds. But what makes this rock so useful to us? Well, let's take milk for example. Milk has a small amount of phosphorus in it in the form of calcium phosphate. That comes from the grass that the cows ate, and the grass in turn got it from the soil. Now last year, Kiwi farmers produced over 22 billion litres of milk that got shipped all over the world as different products. That's a lot of phosphate that's been taken out of the soil, and it's really important that we put it back in. If we don't replace the nutrients, we can't grow great green grass for the cows to eat, who in turn produce milk for us to drink.
Here we are in the rock store. This is where we stockpile our rock. We get it from all parts of the world, and this is a base product for fertiliser manufacturing. As you can see, it doesn't really look like rock, but this is how we get it as raw product. But it begins its life as fossilised teeth and bones, millions of years old, found on the sea floor. So how do we take this rock and make it useful for farmers? First we need sulphur. Let's go take a look at the sulphur store.
This awesome looking yellow stuff behind me is sulphur. Sulphur is another key ingredient to growing great grass and crops, and we use it as a part of our superphosphate manufacturing process. We import the sulphur from all over the world, from places like Canada, but also from here in New Zealand, from Marsden Point. This sulphur actually comes from the oil industry. It's created as a byproduct when they refine the oil. We react it with the phosphate rock to make the phosphorus available in the form of fertiliser. The farmers can then add that fertiliser to their land, add a little bit of rain, and hey presto, we've got some nutrient-rich grass.
Here we are at the acid plant. This is where we take the sulphur and turn it into sulphuric acid. We melt the sulphur into a liquid form, which we pump through a series of pipes and over into our burner. Once it gets to our burner, it self-combusts with the help of a little air. We pump it through the rest of our plant and convert the gases into sulphuric acid. Through this process, we generate a lot of heat, which we convert into steam, which we put through our turbine to generate power, not only for our site, but for around 2,000 homes in our community. We make between 300 to 600 tonnes of sulphuric acid a day. Let's go take a look at the finished product.
So we have our phosphate rock and we have our sulphur that we've turned into sulphuric acid. But how do we make that into a finished product? Well, it's a little bit like baking a cake. We take our dry ingredients, the rock, and we grind it into a fine powder. Then we take our wet ingredients, the sulphuric acid, and we mix it all together. And then we bake it. The whole process takes about an hour from the time the rock arrives in the rock store to here in our product store. The manufactured product will be stored over here for about 2 weeks while it cools and hardens, and then it's ready for sale. We also have some other products that we store here as well. In total, we can store 50,000 tonnes of product in this shed. So we have Kiwi-made superphosphate ready to be shipped across the country. It gets loaded onto these conveyors and taken across to dispatch. Should we go have a look?
During the busy season, 5,500 tonnes of our fertiliser can leave this site every day. We can only manufacture 2,000 tonnes per day, so our sheds can be emptied in just a few weeks. When a farmer orders our fertiliser, a truck arrives here at our weighbridge. Our loaders then load conveyors, which transfer it into the truck, ready for delivery to our customers.
So that's it in a nutshell. Kiwi-made superphosphate produced here in the beautiful Bay of Plenty, ready to be trucked out to farms across the country. So together with our farmers, we can create the best soil and feed on earth. Thanks for joining us.